Diane, do you know, or you said Skip is coming? Is
That's what he told me
Fred
last
coming?
night.
I'd like to call to order. Recorded my wisest comments. Oh, thank you very much.
No, I started after that.
You're okay. Get some people in trouble when those recordings get out. I'd like to call to order a meeting of the Orleans County Land and Development Corporation Board of Directors on this Tuesday, March 29th, 2022 at 8:47 a.m. Diane, if you would, please roll call of the board.
Everybody's here but Fred Miller.
And we do have a quorum. Thank you. You all received a copy of the previous board minutes of February 3rd, 2022. Any additions, corrections, deletions? If not, be happy to entertain a motion to accept the minutes. Motion made by Kathy, seconded by Skip. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Financials, we have, the audit committee did recommend to this board that we accept the 2021 financials and audit report. So unless there's any questions, I'll be happy to entertain a motion to accept the audit committee's recommendation, and that is to accept the 2021 financials and audit report for the Orleans County LDC. Motion made by Jeff Martin, seconded by Skip. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The motion is carried. Moving on, legal. Kevin?
No
Good morning.
report today. Good morning.
Nothing. Okay. Any need for an executive session? Seeing none, we'll move on. Nothing under loans and grants or operations.
Actually, I want to back up
Okay.
for operations.
I
You
was
said the
just,
email
I was
out.
just gonna
Yeah.
say, we might as well go over the
Your stats.
the stats for the micro enterprise
Oh, okay.
program.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I sent everybody a packet.
Yep.
And these are the spreadsheets that I use for every class. It's got all the participants' names, what their business is, what race they are, if they're low income, high income, the class was completed, if they created a business plan, if we gave them a loan, grant to start up business, if they're a woman-owned business, had a household. So everything's on this for each class. And that's how I keep track of all the businesses.
Mhm.
So, and again, out of 544 participants started the micro enterprise program since 2002. 223 participants started a variety of businesses in Orleans County, which equates to 41% of the 544. 124 participants who joined the class already had a business, which equates to 23%. 99 participants who went through the program started a new business, which equates to 18%. And 88 participants who started a business and are still in business equates to 39%. So this is the report Skip wanted.
Good.
Yeah, so.
I think those are excellent stats, especially the last one. New businesses statistically, 1 out of
Yeah.
2
Mhm,
go out of business nationwide. So
Right.
they have 39% still in business,
Yeah.
especially considering what these businesses have
Have
had to
gone
face
through,
the last
right.
couple of years. I think is absolutely amazing. One of the things I was thinking about is this is good press. This would be an excellent opportunity to get some of our local reporters in, maybe with a couple of the business owners that went through this. Do a little, present the stats, do a little interview with the business owners,
Well,
talk about what the
yeah.
class has brought to them. I
Right.
mean, this is good information. I think we need to get it out there.
I thought about that, and 810 Meadworks in Medina,
Mhm.
they went through my course.
Yep, I
don't
remember
know,
that.
8 years ago.
I remember
Okay,
that.
they're still in business. They received a grant. So they would be the one business that I would have interviewed for sure,
Mhm.
you know, and then maybe, I mean, when I dispersed all the grant money, I did have a report on that. I
Right.
took- At a luncheon and, anyway, so that was huge, you
Yep.
know, but yeah, I could easily do that, and, I would pick A10 Meadworks.
That's an excellent one, especially the fact that they started and they've grown,
They've
and
grown,
they've sustained,
they received the
and,
grant,
and they received the grant, and
they've
I
gone through
mean,
the whole, yeah,
I know we've been in the press, but I don't think we can get in the press too much, is my
Right.
point.
yeah, yeah,
And you've done such great work
right.
in shepherding that program that really want to get it out there. So,
Yeah.
I'll talk with Dina,
perfect.
come up with this.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That way she can curate it in a way that,
Perfect. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Diane, good work as always. Any other questions or comments on that? Okay, we'll move on to projects. Anything under projects?
not at this time.
Okay. Old business. Start off with Leadership Orleans.
Last meeting, we had discussed sponsorship of a local business owner to attend Leadership Orleans. Laura reached out to Skip Helfrich and we discussed that. She wanted, the board had asked to know if that's been communicated for sponsorship has been covered by support of half Leadership Orleans, half LDC, and it had been communicated. Would this be an ask for us? Would the LEC be an ask to sponsor Leadership Orleans for one individual? It's been communicated at this point. I'd like to ask the board to move forward with that sponsorship for this year. And then throughout the year, we can discuss further in depth of what we want to do for subsequent years, and have that then communicated to Leadership Orleans, how we're going to establish that moving forward, and make sure that we're all on the same page. I think there was some miscommunication outside of this board that, for whatever reason, just break down from there. And we're in this, making sure the local community members taken care of in a way that we're getting support. And she did go through our micro enterprise program and
Yeah,
it's been doing very well.
There
and-
was Natasha from the
Yeah.
Rockstone, and she said she loves the class.
So has there been any communications to you that you know of, Laura, with Skip about our role in future years, or has it only been this one?
The way I left it with him is we would have to get through the approval of this one and then sit down at some point with him and discuss what it looks like going forward.
Okay,
So, it sounds like most of the miscommunication came from him and Ken Doyle were talking, and I don't know, there's some assumptions made maybe. But I explained to him that he's not on the board, he can't make that decision,
Right.
so, yeah, he
Right.
understands that.
what's your thoughts?
I think as long as we legally can do it, then I have no objection to providing that assistance.
Okay.
So I would make that a motion.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to continue with the understanding agreement that we have with Leadership Orleans for this one individual in this class, correct? So we have a motion on the floor, second, I'm sorry, Laura,
Yeah.
seconded by Laura. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. So we'll carry through with our commitment for this year, and then we'll enter into discussions for future years. I think that's a very fair way of dealing with that. Good, thank you. Board evaluations.
I'm missing a few, so if you haven't completed one, mail it, email it, drop in my office, or if you need another. I've got some random ones with no return address. It's better that way for you to not know. So, if you want to today, I can print some out and have them in my office available if anyone needs one. So,
It's still sitting on my desk, mea culpa, and I forgot to bring it, so I will fill out another one.
okay.
Okay, any other old business? Seeing none, we will start our new business, and we'll start with our annual meeting. And the first thing is section 1, election of officers. So we do have on the second page our current officers. So I'll be happy to entertain a motion to either, let me see, how do I want to do this? Either make a motion for each individual office, or if you want to make a motion to a slate of officers, I'll be happy to entertain a motion any way that you folks would like to structure that.
I would move the current slate for another term as long as they're willing.
So we have a motion on the floor to move the current slate of officers to the slate of officers for 2022. I don't hear any objections of anyone saying they don't want to serve. Do we have a second to that motion?
Second.
Seconded to Bill. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Thank you very much for a vote of confidence from all of you folks, from all of us. Next is committee assignments. And that is on page 3. Page 3. As you will see, the committee assignments are just a hair different than what they were in 2021. Do you kind of want to
Yeah.
explain that a little bit, Michael?
So I think some of you were here when I started talking about this before the meeting started, was looking at governance and audit committee. We're potentially in a situation where committees couldn't really vote on anything if we didn't have enough members in place. Obviously, finance and loan committees, there's an exception to that, is what I'm proposing, is that we still keep the 4 board members in that as part of New York State, and we're doing our CDBG block grants. They want specific criteria for a set of individuals, but not the entire board being part of that. So what I'm looking at is having the entire board be part of the audit committee, the entire board be part of the governance committee, so that way, when we do have an audit or a governance meeting, we'll have enough for a quorum to make things here.
And I was saying before the meeting, we did that at the EDA board, and it's worked out very well, very well. So we never have time spent where we can't get any business done. So any questions on that? If not, I'd be happy to entertain a motion to accept the 2022 committee assignments.
So moved.
Motion made by Jeff, seconded by Kathy. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Next, consider resolution retaining a consultant to advise on general project and CBDG administration.
I completely forgot to attach the resolution that Kevin sent me. That's my fault. What the resolution is stating, I will send it out right after this meeting, I apologize, is it's the retention of Sickerman Group.
Actually, you want me to do it?
Go ahead,
Please.
I
yes.
wrote it, so I think I could explain it entirely. And it does have something to do with Sickerman Group.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit upstream from this.
Mhm.
So what this board is being asked to do is enter into an administrative service agreement with COIDA, the IDA, for the staff that's coming through the IDA to help this program. And as an extension of that, the IDA has an agreement with Sickerman's office. So that's how you get the professional assistance in this organization through that contractual relationship. This is, by the way, this is nothing new.
Right,
These have been set up for years,
Right.
long before my time, frankly.
right.
So that's the explanation of the resolution.
Mhm.
And all at the bottom line is that the board would be authorizing that administrative services agreement. It goes for 3 years. Okay, so that would, and it begins effective as of the start of 2022. So you'd be looking at a new RFP process. And by the way, that's how this started. This was an RFP process. The only entity that responded to your RFP was the IDA.
Mhm.
Okay, and that was published. I mean, everything was done all proper, but the only respondent to that RFP was the
We
IDA.
published and solicited,
That's right.
so we did both, so.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. Any questions?
My coffee was-
And I know, really. Whip that sucker right out of there. And as Kevin said, as I recall, we've done that in the past, so it's absolutely
have.
nothing new. So I'd be happy to entertain a motion to retain a consultant to advise on the general project at CGDA administration as explained by Kevin. Kathy, seconded by Skip. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Item next, consideration of guidelines and policies. We have the investment policy, the property disposal policy, and the procurement policy, all of which are,
Plus one more, the acquisition policy. It was wasn't it.
oh, and the acquisition policy. Yep. Okay. Those were recommended to us, I believe, by the governance committee,
Mhm.
that we accept those policies. So I'd be happy to entertain a motion to recommend, to accept the recommendation from the governance committee to accept those policies. Jeff, seconded by Kathy. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Consideration for approval of the 2021 investment report that was recommended to this board as well. Any questions on that? If not, be happy to entertain a motion to accept that recommendation. Bill, seconded by Laura. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Item next, consideration of the approval of the 2021 property report as it was recommended to us. Any questions on that? We can entertain a motion to accept the recommendation. Kathy, seconded by Skip. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We do have two that are not on there. And that is to accept the recommendation of the audit committee to accept their charter. Have a motion to accept that recommendation. Jeff, seconded by Kathy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next is a recommendation for a approval of the governance committee charter. Any questions on that? Be happy to accept, be happy to entertain a motion to accept that recommendation. Skip, seconded by Laura. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Any other new business? Oh, by the way, there will be a quiz and all that stuff afterwards, so I hope you guys know what you voted on. At this time, I would be happy to entertain a motion to adjourn. Kathy, seconded by Jeff. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. We are adjourned at 9:05 a.m.